Hey everyone, it looks like I am live, so welcome. If you're new to the group, every Thursday at 7 p.m. Arizona time, I go live in the group and I call it Travel Hackers Academy. I'm actually building out a course called Travel Hackers Academy to show people how to travel well, farther, and more often on a budget for free, and how they can even get paid to travel. So if that's something you're interested in, just by being in the group, you get a free portion of that course every Thursday at 7 p.m. Arizona time. So make sure you tune in. Now, if this is not really a good time for you, maybe you have some other commitments, we do a watch party of the video from the previous week every Thursday at 6 p.m. Arizona time. So that's an option for you too. Just so you know, after the watch party, I am going to start taking these videos down from the group and adding them into the course. So if you haven't gone back and watched the old videos yet, make sure you go and do that before they're no longer available, okay? And it looks like I have a couple of people on. So as you're coming on, if you could just say hi, if you could drop your favorite travel emoji, let me know you're here. Let me know if you can hear me, okay? I'm actually going to pull the mic a little bit closer to me so it's a little easier. Okay, great. So today we're going to be talking about teacher-friendly jobs in the travel industry. And so these jobs are either seasonal, like you can work full-time doing them and you just have them like full-time for that time, or they're things you can do on the side, or they're things that you can even transition to full-time eventually if you want to. I know that we have teachers from all walks of life and all stages in this group. We have some who are new to the field. We have some that are maybe 5-10 years in, and then we have some that are looking to move to retirement and they're looking for a way to be involved in travel, a way to get paid for that, but they want to do it in a way that's, going to suit their lifestyle. So definitely with all these jobs, you have an option of either, shifting your lifestyle to being a digital nomad, working from wherever in the world you want, or you can just make it flexible and home-based to where you're working where you are, where your home is, right? So yeah, I have a couple options there. I don't know why my logo isn't showing. Oh, there it goes. Cool. Okay. So yeah, we're going to go over a couple of different travel industry jobs and I'm going to go and flip back and forth between the comments. So if there's one that you saw on the poster that I shared that you were really interested in, make sure you also drop that in the comments below. So that way I know which one to really focus on. Okay. So let's go back into the comments and see if there's anyone down there who said, what they would like to go on. Nothing specific. Okay, so let's go ahead and just get right into the presentation. So if you're new, what happens is I'm going to share my screen. Then you're going to see me in the bottom left portion. And let's make sure that's working. Great. Okay, so we're going to present it from the beginning here. And I apologize in advance. I really try not to actually read the whole thing that's on the presentation. But we do have some people who are going to be listening in audibly later. So I am going to have to read some of what's on the screen. I apologize. And I thank you for bearing with me on that. Okay. So if you're new, welcome to Travel Hackers Academy. Like I said, every Thursday at 7 p.m. Arizona time, you'll tune in live here in the group and you're going to learn something that helps you travel well on a budget, for free, or how you can even get paid to travel. And so today is really the get paid part, right? And also there's some free travel in there, especially if you combine it with the travel hacking and the credit cards. But if you want to get paid to travel and if you want to work in an industry where you can earn commissions based on booking travel, this is where you want to be. So what you'll learn, you're going to learn about different kinds of teacher-friendly jobs in the travel industry. So some that are seasonal and you maybe work full-time for part of the year. You're going to learn about some jobs that are kind of flexible. You can either work on part-time or on the weekends, or you can eventually transition full-time to them if you want. You'll also learn a little bit about who I am and what I do, but I have shared that with a lot of you already, so I'm going to try to zoom through that part. But of course, I'm an open book. Please feel free to reach out to me anytime. I'm almost always on Facebook Messenger. Even when I'm not at my computer, I have the app on my phone. So I'm usually pretty quick through there. Okay. So yeah, so let's see what I do. And so all of these jobs I'm covering in the presentation are different things that I do, right? So they all kind of work together, even though it might seem like a lot on paper. They really do work cohesively, and I'll explain exactly how that looks, and I'll even show you the different income I make from each. Honestly, I was a little bit nervous about sharing that. A lot of professionals, a lot of business coaches tell you don't share everything, but I want you guys to be able to do this too. I don't think I'm special. honestly, as long as you learn the system and what you need to do, and then you just do it, you can be successful at it too. And I really think that's for just about anything. So let's get into it. Let's also first cover what the difference between these jobs are, because I can see that some people get a little bit confused on like, what's the difference between a tour operator and a tour guide? What's the difference between a tour guide and a trip leader? And there are some differences. They're subtle, but they're there. And so I'm going to go over what they are and what each one does and how they kind of work together. So a tour operator is a company that plans travel for people to go on with a trip leader, right? So the tour operator is the one who's coordinating with local vendors and booking the flights, booking the accommodations, planning meals and lodging and all of that and excursions. And the tour operator, when you have like a really big company, they're not usually actually going on the trip, right? Those are the people who are doing all of the administrative, they're working on the overhead. But then you have trip leaders who are the people who actually physically show up for the trip and they just run logistics for that week, right? They're the point of contact. They're making sure everybody there is having a good time and they're making sure that everything's running smoothly, right? And so I know that some of you have expressed interest in being a trip leader with traveling teachers. So that's basically exactly what you would do if you end up applying and being hired for that. You show up, you're the point of contact. So you're the one that makes sure everybody has what they need, that they have fun. And then the safety, honestly, for the yacht trip, it's kind of like probably the easiest job ever, because the skipper, the person who's in charge of the boat, really takes on most of the responsibility and liability for that. You're just there to make sure people can get to and from the airport, that the on-land excursions go well, that everybody knows when to get back to the yacht and everything like that. And yes, if you're just joining now and you're like, what, yacht trip? Yes, we're going on the yacht to Croatia. You can book a week at a time. It's only $825 right now. Be sure to book before September 1st, because that's when it goes up to $950, because it costs more to us. And so we have to transfer that to you. I would love for us to all be able to go and only pay $825. So if you're interested in that, make sure you find the Croatia yacht trip post and you can book that tonight. You only have to put 25% down, which comes out to about $205, $206. Okay, so tour operator is the one booking and arranging all that, right? They're kind of coordinating. The trip leader is the person who shows up and makes sure all the logistics go through, that everybody's having a good time and is safe. A tour guide can sometimes also be a trip leader, or I should say a trip leader can also be a tour guide. But usually what's more common is that the trip leader works with tour guides. So in the case of the yacht thing, right? So I am not from Croatia. Although some people might have gotten that impression because my last name is Eastern European, but that's actually not even my real last name. That's my married last name because my husband is Serbian. So yeah. So anyway, the tour guide is usually the person who's local to the area. They've been there. They know the ins and outs. They know the local language. And so they're the person that's really going to be showing you around. And usually they're going to be working with the trip leader to make sure that everybody has a good time and has what they need, right? So the trip leader is making sure, for example, that the group is getting from the hotel to the actual day tour, but the tour guide is the one driving, sharing information about the place. Of course, it's great if trip leaders go that extra mile and know about the destination location, because that's just going to make everybody's trip easier. But the trip leaders are more like 24-hour, 24/7 on site to help with people who are traveling. Tour guides are usually only there for whatever component of that trip. So for the example of our Finland trip that we're taking in November, so I'm going to be the trip leader for that, right? I'm also the tour operator, but I'm going to be the trip leader. I'm going to be taking you guys over there. But there's actually a tour guide who's going to be taking us out into the wilderness to look at the northern lights and to do a professional photography session with us. I'm so excited for that. Okay, so travel blogger. So a travel blogger can be all of those things, which I am, and a travel blogger cannot, right? They can just decide to just travel or talk about where they've been or where they're going. But what I usually advise to people who are getting into blogging is to make sure that they have an additional revenue stream too, because blogging can actually be a lot more expensive than it seems. It doesn't have to be. There's a lot of platforms that you can actually start out for free, very, very simple. But if you really want to start making money from it, from affiliate marketing or even like, direct sales with that, then you're going to have to start investing a little bit more, right? So I spend hundreds of dollars on my website. You're going to see that in a second, but that's because I need specific plugins and specifications and security measures and payment systems and all that to be able to book trips with the security that I feel comfortable with and that makes it comfortable for you to book, right? So travel blogger, though, really looks really different depending on who you are and what your specific niche is. You can be writing destination guides like You can do a 3-day city guide in Rome, how to spend 10 days in Alaska, or you could do, I'm just almost drawing a blank, or you could talk about the national parks and what are all the best hikes to do. Depending on who your target audience or what your specific niche is, it really can look different for everyone. So I just want to say, I hope you don't get discouraged. If you want to make a travel blog, I would be happy to help you with that. We're actually going to have a make a blog challenge pretty soon for those who are interested. If you're interested in making a blog, by the way, can you go ahead and just drop that in the comments below? Just say, I want to make a blog. And if you want to make a travel blog specifically, let me know that, because I have experience with that. I actually have two. So Traveling Teachers, the one that goes with the company, and that one I don't update as much, maybe once or twice a month. And then Teach Blog Travel, which is in cohesion with the travel agency. And I'll talk more about that in a second. Okay, so travel blogger, write about travel, earn commissions from affiliate marketing. So that means like when you click through on their links, they earn a certain amount based on what you book. You don't pay anything extra. It's just kind of the company rewarding them for marketing their product. Okay, so travel agent. So let me also explain how this works, because a lot of people get confused as to what a travel agent is and does and how they get paid. So a travel agent, like a travel blogger, also gets paid based on commissions, but it's a little different as to how. And you can definitely do both. I do both. And I actually advise people who are interested in becoming travel agents or travel bloggers to also do the other. But for travel agent, I specifically earn commissions based on the travel that is booked. And it means that either I have to book it myself, and usually I would work with my clients to do that, or they can book it themselves through the online booking engine. And so I have a website. It's just like, if you look at it, it's just like booking.com, hotels.com, Expedia. It looks like exactly the same setup. And you just type your information in there. And honestly, I don't even have to be there for you to book it and for me to earn that commission. Commissions really vary. It can be between 8 to 16%. It could be even higher, a split of 70 to 80%, depending on the vendor. And also you can go through separate vendors too. So like if you see in this group, I have my Viator link, and I believe, I can't think of it right offhand. I think I earn 20 to 25% of that commission. Now, that money is not coming additionally from you, right? You would book the same exact price if you just went on the Viator website. But because you booked through my referral link, that shows them that, oh, okay, this travel agent is getting us business. We're going to reward her by marketing for us, right? Because that's less work that they have to do and less of a social media reach that they have to worry about. So if that's something that's interesting to you, definitely reach out to me, and I'll also be going over a little more information on what the travel agent does. And then just to add on to that, that's why I'm adding this later. So I'm also a business coach for teachers, and specifically for people who want to start travel businesses. And if you're interested in starting a travel business, definitely reach out to me. You're going to see in a minute how expensive and time consuming it can be. And I've had to learn a lot. And so I really want to save teachers from having to spend as much money and time as I did. And so if I can do that for you, I would be happy to. Okay, so these are some pictures of me. Honestly, they're the same ones, so hopefully someday I can show you some new ones. I just don't take a lot of pictures of myself. But yeah, some beautiful places I've had the pleasure of going to, both personally and professionally. And I have some amazing trips coming up too in this fall, so October of 2020. I'm going to Greece for a fam trip. Fam means familiarization. And so I'm paying less than $1,000 for a week and a half. And they're throwing in a few days in Turkey for free because I'm a travel agent. But with my travel hacking that I'm doing and the commissions I'm earning on it, I'm actually not paying for the trip, which is amazing. So that's why I really want to show you guys this stuff, because it's life-changing, right? Like, obviously, teachers don't make a lot of money usually, but there are ways you can do it, that you can travel farther and more often on a budget for free, and you can even get paid for it. So just some live norms, especially if you're new to this live stream and how it works. It is going to be recorded. Eventually, this is going to be part of the Travel Hackers Academy course. And if you're watching right now and you've purchased the course, welcome. So glad you're here. You're on your way to learning ways to travel well on a budget for free and paid. Please give StreamYard permission to view your comments. You don't have to, but when you do so, it allows me to actually go through them in real time. I can't see it right now because I have the presentation screen up, but then when I go back and read them, I can see them. I'll drop all of the relevant links in the box below after I'm done with the presentation. So if there's something you want a link to or a question about, make sure that you comment it, because I'm going to go back and review those and then post the relevant links after. And of course, as always, keep all dialogue respectful and helpful. People have different levels of knowledge with this stuff, so we want to be respectful of that, and that's why we're here, right? We're all here to learn and grow and earn more. Okay, so the tour operator and travel blogger both are operated in-house under my own company, which is Traveling Teachers LLC. LLC stands for Limited Liability Company. And to me, it was very important to form and incorporate because I wanted to have separation legally between the company and myself. I just felt that was really smart because there's so much money and risk in travel. Excuse me. I love it and I love doing it, but it's just, a reality of the world. And also, if I decide to sell the company or grow it, I wanted to make sure that whoever's coming on board knows it's not just the Brittany show, right? Like it's a legitimate company and it's not just your booking with me. You are not just sending me money via Venmo. It is going into a specific business banking account that is designated and earmarked for this. And so I want you to feel rest assured if you are going on a trip with us, that that's where the money goes and that's what it goes to specifically. So the type of work I do, I book and sell trips. I book all of the components. I coordinate a lot with the local guides and service providers. Like in Finland, I'm booking all that for you. And the average hours per week, it really varies. Now that I'm doing the weekly live streams a little bit more, but generally 2 to 10 hours a week. Obviously, in weeks leading up to a trip, it gets a lot more because that's when I really want to make sure that nothing has changed, that everything is set. And obviously it's going to be busier if I'm also the trip leader for that trip, right? So startup costs to incorporate, I paid about $250 to Zen Business, and I can refer you to them. They're great. It was amazing. I think I had all of my articles of incorporation within a week of sending them all the stuff I wanted. Amazing service, but it was kind of pricey, right? And you don't have to pay all that if you want to incorporate. For the state of Arizona, it costs about $85. Obviously, that's going to vary per state. And if you're in a different country, the process is going to be different too. But for me, I know that I'm going to pay, I think actually after that, it's $145 per year. So $250 to incorporate. And then I pay about $150 per year for them to just take care of the refiling paperwork for me. I don't even have to do it. They just send it to me and I sign it. And that was completely worth it. And they're also my registered agent. So if God forbid I am ever sued, or I should say Traveling Teachers is sued, then the paperwork goes to them directly and then they scan all that to me. So to me, it was worth it. And if you're wanting to incorporate, I'll tell you about that. But I'm also going to tell you about other opportunities where you don't have to, because that can be very stressful and time consuming, especially if you're a teacher too. So startup costs, about $250 for that, about $500 for the website. And I know some of you might be going, whoa, if you have a blog or website, you're like, mine doesn't cost that much. But remember I said I have to have specific plugins and security measures to make sure it's safe and secure for bookings. So, I'm taking credit card information, and that was really important to me. So you may not have to spend all that, but for me, it was worth it because I wanted my company to be taken seriously. And even though I'm not a super serious person, I am really serious about what I do and doing it well. And so that was important to me. Originally started about paying about $100 for Facebook ads. I don't really do that much anymore. I've really learned how to do organic growth marketing. But I do ads occasionally, and obviously my time, it was very time intensive starting out. Now it's starting to level off a bit. So monthly costs are about $50 with occasional ad spend, subscriptions, marketing, and then it's going to vary for staff. Obviously, when we're going on trips, then the costs are going to go up because I'm paying for trip leaders. And of course, that also depends on how many people book, right? So I can only hire so many trip leaders depending on how many people actually go on the trip. Annual costs are about $1,500, and then the profits are about $2,800. But obviously that can change, right? Those are projections. So like if we add more weeks, then that's more revenue. But I also want to make it clear that I really don't make a lot, right? What? You only make about $3,000 a year on this? Well, I mean, revenue wise, it's actually thousands more, but I have to pay back all those costs, right? So I actually don't make that much on Traveling Teachers. I originally was going to file it as a nonprofit, but it was so expensive. I think it was $450 originally to sign up. And to me, that was a lot more than I was willing to pay. It's also very, very regulated, which it should be. But for me right now, it just doesn't work. And eventually I would like to transition Traveling Teachers over to a nonprofit, a 501c3. But right now an LLC was just the easiest and most accessible way to do that. And so that's why I did it. But this, I really don't do it for money because I really don't make that much money on it. It's because I want to help teachers travel farther and more often and learn ways they can do that. Okay. So other revenue streams. So I do make money in other ways, right? Like I'm selling courses, I'm selling ebooks, guides. I do earn through affiliate marketing and referrals. So that's a way, like if you like the content and you can't go on a trip with us or it's just not your thing, one way that you could support this mission of traveling teachers is you could just book through our referral links, right? And you'll see them in the units. So that's a really easy way to like support. You won't have to pay anything extra. You just book whatever you want. And then that goes towards traveling teachers and that helps me keep the trips lower cost. So content creation, I do blogging, vlogging, obviously earn some from affiliate marketing, 100 or so per month, but it really varies. It could be more. And then expansion is eventually when I get more traffic, I'll be applying for sponsored posts. So if you're wanting to be a blogger or if you are, a sponsored post is when a company or an organization pays you a certain amount to talk about them in a blog post or a social media post. That's an option too. So yeah, so that's another thing I'm working towards right now with that. And then, of course, like with that, with being a tour operator, I'm planning all of the travel, but I also lead people on those trips, right? And so when I am operating in that capacity, I am a trip leader, right? And a trip leader is also what I'm going to be looking to hire, assuming that all the trips get booked, right? So I should know by between January and March of 2021 how many trip leaders I will need for the trip. So definitely stay tuned and stay engaged with the group if that's something you're interested in. So I already kind of said this, but trip leaders are really the people on point for the trip. The tour operator is the one that sets everything up. They coordinate, they book, they sell. The trip leader is the person that's on at that time. And so this person has to be really responsible, natural leader, because like if I'm leading a group, right, if I'm going to be leading a group on land in Italy and Croatia, I need to know the person on the yacht, which by the way, that's definitely the easier post, right? But I need to know the person on the yacht is going to be on it, right? They're going to be communicative, problem solver. I mean, God forbid there are any problems, but you want to be ready for that, right? So resourceful, and the average hours per week, it's a lot, right? Because you have to kind of be available around the clock. Now, again, hopefully it's smooth sailing, literally. I love puns, I'm sorry. So it could be 40 plus hours per week when you're on the trip, but it doesn't have to be, right? Like if everything goes really smoothly and everybody's just going to sleep early, then yeah, great. But honestly, if you're the trip leader, you want to be the one leading the charge and organizing trips and making sure that no one feels left out and everyone's having a good time. That's what I'm going to be doing. And that's the same standard that I would hold for my employees. And so just keep that in mind when you apply in the future. And the startup costs, there really aren't any startup costs to be a trip leader. It's obviously not huge money, but you also have some costs too. So travel to and from location, I do offer stipends to offset those costs a little bit to my trip leaders, but it's not going to be the same, right? So trip leader, really, this is for someone who wants to go on the trip and they want to go on that trip for free. And they want to make a little bit extra money. And usually it's going to be someone who's going to like travel the area before or after. And this is just a way to stay there longer, earn more money while they're there, and do something they really enjoy, right? So monthly costs, when I'm a trip leader, I'm paying for my own food, drinks, and expenses. I obviously don't pay myself a stipend. That doesn't make sense, but my trip leaders will receive one on top of a weekly salary. And so that'll be between $250 and $350 weekly, depending on the specific trip. And of course, how many people sign up. Like if there's only 2 people or 3 who register for 1 week, then I'm not going to pay for a trip leader for that because I would rather just lead that, right? So there are some different factors there. And I'm just being upfront with you because I don't want someone to expect it and then it not come available. So that's how it works with small business. I can't always plan those things, but of course I'm working hard to sell those trips so that I can hire because I'd really love to do that. So other revenue streams, if you are a trip leader, especially if you're also a blogger, you can kind of combine what you do. You can work in hospitality. Your really work is in hospitality, daily operations, interpersonal work, and logistics. You don't work when you're not on a trip, right? So it's like per week. If you've ever worked at a summer camp, and that's why I mentioned that, usually you're paid on a per week basis. You have a contract that goes from, May 31st to July 20th or whatever. And so you might work full time per week throughout the duration of your contract, but you're not going to be working at the summer camp once school starts back up and you're a teacher full time, right? So a trip leader is something that's full-time, very time intensive when you're there, but it's not for a long period of time. And you can just work for a few weeks depending on the company. And I'm not the only one who does this. So many other companies do this too. And some don't pay like a salary or stipend, some pay on commission. So for example, one company that Traveling Teachers is looking to work with, if we end up going through with that, I would earn a commission off every trip sold, but I'm not actually making money from it, right? Like my actual payment is just being able to go on the trip for free. And that works sometimes. And if that's something you're interested in, you just want to be able to travel for free, which is amazing. It's something you can do. And the way it can expand, if you're at least going to work for me, is in addition to being a trip leader, you can also inquire about being a brand representative. By the way, if you're interested in that, like I want to be a trip leader or I want to be a brand representative, let me know, and then I'll be keeping an eye on your engagement throughout the year. So a brand representative will be someone who's basically an affiliate. You'll be selling the travel and talking about it and talking about Traveling Teachers on your own social media and email. So basically, Traveling Teachers is leveraging your social media reach, your marketing skills and expertise to sell the trips. And then you're sold, you earn on a commission basis. So $50 per trip sold, right? As long as they say that you've referred them, then you get $50. Pretty easy money, and it's fun. And it's something that works well if you're like blogging or vlogging, obviously not a main source of income. Okay, so yeah, about $250 to $350 per trip is what you can make. So if that's something you're really good at, if you're great at marketing and sales, this is an easy way to make money. And just so you know, I will be looking at where we're at with the booking numbers in fall. So I should know by like September, maybe October, if we're going to hire some brand representatives. Obviously, if we're all booked up by then, great. I'll be able to keep those costs not as high for you. But if you're wanting to be a brand representative, just keep an eye on that. So like I said, I do it as well as others. Average hours per week really varies and depends on you. Monthly costs, just making sure you have access to internet, social media, any platforms you use. So yeah, about $50 per person booked with me, but really varies depending on the company. So other ways that you can earn money with that are if you do sponsored posts. Again, this is a really good opportunity to combine with being a travel blogger or vlogger. So like if you can get a sponsored post, that's great. Okay, so being a travel agent. So first thing I want to cover, because I've had people ask me about being a travel agent and then I tell them about what I do. And then they say, well, I'm not really sure about working with the agency that you work with because I heard it's an MLM. IntelliTravel is not an MLM. Okay. I do want to be very clear on the business model. There is a portion that works with IntelliTravel that is an MLM, but IntelliTravel is not. IntelliTravel is a travel agency. It's legit. I have an IATA number, a CLIA number, and an ARC number that I can use. So ARC is for airlines, CLIA is for cruise lines, and IATA is just for an internationally travel agent, International Association of Travel Agents, basically that they recognize us. My throat's getting dry. I've been talking so much. So IntelliTravel as a travel agent, your job is just to book travel, right? You can either do that automatically through your booking engine, your website that they give you, or you can book like the old school way on the phone or over Messenger, which I guess isn't that so old school, but you can book with them at the same time if they want, or they can just book automatically through the search engines that you have and through your affiliate links as a travel agent. So for example, I mentioned Viator earlier. I believe I have 25% commission on that, which can definitely add up once you start getting into the thousands for package totals. Okay, so hours per week really vary, and that's one of the reasons I love it so much, right? Is it's really flexible and depends on you. You know, if you only want to work a few hours per week, like maybe on the weekends, in the evenings, you can definitely do that as a travel agent. If you want to work towards making that your full-time gig and you want to move away from teaching, that's fine. If you want this to be what you do in retirement, that's fine too. So yeah, I mean, it's really flexible. And then just the startup cost, I want to go over that because that seems to be a hurdle for people. But I think I also showed you just now, like how much I spend on Traveling Teachers per year, right? So my startup cost for Traveling Teachers is almost $1,000. And a lot of costs are going to be ongoing, right? Those things are going to have to be every single year. With IntelliTravel, I paid $180 to get my actual certification numbers, which was basically instantaneous. So I got my CLIA, my ARC, and my IATA numbers that I can use to sign up for travel agent affiliates to book travel internationally. And $180 honestly is a steal considering how much does a course for tuition cost, right? How much does a certificate at a college cost? I can almost guarantee you will not find certification that is that cheap, $180. Not even. And then like, even you're looking at like the monthly cost. So it is a $40 monthly cost to manage the website, to have access to their direct sales and marketing materials. And honestly, the website is like so easy. Like it's not even like mine where I have to like actually build it and add plugins. Like theirs is already set up. You just have to share the link and have people book through you. And that's it. It's super easy. And so if you think about that, you're spending like, okay, so, 40, so a few hundred a year. You're spending a few hundred a year to have a travel agency, basically a home-based travel agency business. That's really incredible. And if you are thinking about making your own travel agency, that's definitely an option. I looked into that too. But as you just saw, incorporating is expensive. The insurance for any kind of travel business is expensive. I did a lot of research and it was way more affordable to do this through a travel agency than to make my own. And if you want to do that, all power to you. I would be happy to help you do that. But honestly, like this is where it's at. It's like you can sign up today and you can start making your trainings, start doing your trainings and start making money. And I would be happy to help you learn how to do that. Okay. So, that was incorrect. It said 50 per person book, but that's not correct. I did not update that part. I'm sorry. So the commissions really vary. It could be anywhere between 8 to 16%, depending on if it's like a small hotel or airline booking, or it can be upwards of 25, 30 or more percent. And there's a split commission with the travel agency of 70 to 80%. I'm not going to lie, travel agency commissions take a long time to get a hang of. And so that's one of the reasons I also became a recruiter and trainer, is because as I was learning, I was like, oh my gosh, there's so much into this. Like I want to help people be able to get there faster, right? Like I'm all about fast tracking what you want to do with travel or with earning money so you can skip all the stressful parts and just get to the good stuff, right? So travel agents earn commissions for booked trips. No brainer for me because I'm actually booking all of the travel for traveling teachers as a travel agent. So I'm like earning twice on that. And that's one of the ways I'm able to keep my costs so low for you guys. So types of work, content creation, selling travel, social media, marketing, email marketing, and then the revenue obviously varies depending on, how much travel you book and sell. And I know some people feel weird about selling, right? But, if anything, teachers are naturally good at selling. You have to sell something every single day. Kid says, I don't want to read. Okay, well, now you have to think about you have to because I said so, but that doesn't usually work, right? You have to tell the kid, okay, well, it's really important that you read because when you learn to read, you have more access to opportunities. When you have more access to opportunities, then you can actually make more money and provide for your future family. And so teachers are selling all day long. So if you're concerned about being a salesperson or in marketing, you are probably already doing it. So it just makes sense to get paid for that. And if you're interested in being a travel agent, say, I want to be a travel agent, and then I'll message you, or you can feel free to message me. So if you have messaged me also, okay, you see my personality. Okay, I'm very outgoing, I'm extroverted, I'm direct. And so I hope you never mistake that for aggression. I really honestly am thinking in the best and the benefit of the people I talk to. So if I've talked to you about being a travel agent, don't be afraid to say, nah, I'm not interested, right? I might reach out to you occasionally if I say, you know what, this person travels a lot. It looks like they'd be good at it. Maybe they also have a blog or a vlog or they want to. And so if I reach out to you, it's because I saw potential in you and that you want to do it. But if you don't want to, it's no problem. Just say, I'm not interested, or maybe later, and just be honest with me because, I don't take it, I don't take any offense. And I won't I won't spam you with it if you say you're not interested. Once you say you're not interested, no problem. Okay. So if you do want to be a travel agent, let me know. One way to expand on revenue with that is to become a recruiter and a trainer, which I am. This is where we get into the part that is MLM. IntelliTravel is not, but Planet Marketing is, okay? And so Planet Marketing is the company that IntelliTravel uses to recruit. So just think about this any other job that you've ever applied to. Usually they have a manager or a human resources officer, almost a human rights officer, human resources officer or a manager, and they're in charge of marketing a position, right? If they know what they're doing, then they should always be trying to headhunt and recruit good people that match their company's brand and vision. This is the same exact thing. The only difference is it's not my company, but I'm okay with that because I get to look for people who want to make more money, who are good at travel, who I feel like they could be good at this or are interested in that, or they can reach out to me, right? It's really no pressure. So I do make a commission if you sign up, and if you sell travel, then I get a small commission off that too. But I hope that you don't let that discourage you, because I'm not a person who's just going to say, okay, yeah, sign up, cool. I'm here to actually train you and coach you. And, if you're getting coached by me right now and you're in this group, feel free to just share about what your experience has been so far. And also feel free to message me too. Look, I'm putting myself on blast right now. My travel agents could say, she's been okay. But I've been really working hard to make sure that they feel supported and that they have what they need. And so I can be that person for you too. So hours per work week really varies. Again, with the travel agent thing, it's very similar. I can work as many or as little hours recruiting as I want. It's kind of passive. Sometimes you can be active about it, but it's just if people express interest, I'll talk to them. And then startup cost for that, $20 to sign up. And basically it's $20 monthly. And basically what that $20 is just to manage your bank account. There's a specific bank account that you have that they deposit your commissions earnings into. And so you're basically just paying for that, which is pretty normal. Actually, if you go to any bank, if you don't have a minimum balance in there, then you'll usually get charged some kind of fee per month. Although most people don't because they get direct deposit and stuff. Okay, wish I brought some water. Okay, so commissions based on team earnings, obviously, I'm dually motivated to help travel agents succeed, right? Because if they earn more, then I also earn more. But also if they earn more, then yay them. That makes me really happy. And honestly, even if it wasn't the network marketing model, I would still love to be a trainer because I've always loved this. If you work with me in another area before, like summer camp or something, I love mentoring and coaching people. And so honestly, this was just a dream come true, a marriage of everything I love: travel, mentoring, coaching, and business. So I love it. And I know that recruiting isn't for everyone. So if you are okay, I'm interested in the travel agent part, but I don't really want to recruit people, that's fine, right? You can just be a travel agent and you can still make really good money. And the nice thing is the $180 to sign up, that's one time and then you're done. And then it's $40 monthly, right? If you just want to be a travel agent. And so to me, it's a no-brainer, especially because I travel all the time. And so it just made sense for me to earn commissions. And then what really sold me is on top of the fam trips, right? I told you, I'm going to Greece for pretty much for free after my travel hacking. And then also going to a conference in Las Vegas about travel, which is just going to be a fun weekend. My cat's crying. She wants to come in. Sorry about that, guys. So that's one job, or technically two jobs. But if you want to be a travel agent, reach out to me. If you want to be a travel agent recruiter, that sounds appealing to you, you want to help people discover a new job for them, a new business, reach out to me about that too. Okay, so other travel-friendly, teacher-friendly travel jobs. So I kind of mentioned working at a summer camp. You can either do an entry-level position, be a camp counselor, or you can be a summer camp director. I've done both. You can also be an instructor. So you can teach canoeing or arts and crafts. There's just a million different things you can do. So if you've worked in a summer camp before, go ahead and share about your experience. Say what job you did, what you liked about it, maybe what you didn't like about it. I will say it's a lot of hours. Sometimes you only get less than a day off between the weeks the kids are there. But depending on where you go, especially in places like Alaska, you can make amazing money. And because of the certifications and education that teachers have, you often are eligible for more positions and earnings than other people. So if you get a summer camp job in Alaska, no joke, you can make $5,000 to $6,000 for a few weeks of work. Hard work, but great. But it's great money. And especially if you're a teacher that maybe has, rent, not really a lot of rent or mortgage or kind of location independent, really great opportunity for you. Okay, so if you're new, every single week I do a little bit of snooping, I should say. I do a little sleuthing and I see who the most engaged member of Traveling Teachers community is, right? And so I'm looking for people who are commenting on posts, liking things, they're on the lives, they're constantly commenting, they're dropping emojis. You can go ahead and do that now if you're trying to get in for next week. They're getting engaged, they're posting things, they're really being a part of the community. And it's because that they love it, right? They're attracted to the brand. They're a teacher who loves teachers. They love travel. And so they're engaged, right? And so a little drum roll to see who the most engaged member of the week is. Jessica Culver, yay! So if you're watching this, Jessica, go ahead and message me. I'll try to tag you in the post too so I don't forget, and hopefully I can reach out to you. And so you've won a $10 gift card, woo! And so what I told Maggie, who was our winner from last week, is that you really get to choose where you want the $10 card from. I know that doesn't sound super official, but it's flexible for that because it's just wherever you want it, right? So as long as I can send it to you digitally, go ahead and message me if you're watching this and let me know where you'd like your $10 gift card to, okay? All right. And if you're new, we also randomly pick somebody who has been engaging in the comments. So what I'm going to do now is take a second and remove that from the screen. And I'm just going to go through the comments and see. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Jessica. It's fun. And like I said, I don't do traveling teachers to make money, right? I don't. I mean, if I make money, great. I'm always happy to earn more. But honestly, I do it because I love it. I believe in the mission. And I believe that professional development doesn't have to suck. Like there's professional development out there that's fun. And there's learning you can have that is enjoyable. And so that's really why I do it. Okay. So, and then I just want to read some comments. So Jessica, yeah, thank you. Thank you for being so grateful. Appreciate it. And then Judy Winsberg said she was a camp director and camp staff for 14 years. It was an awesome experience. I knew I liked you, Judy. I'm a fellow camp person. So, I feel like camp people are very fun and resourceful, energetic, and, not afraid to be silly and also not they know when to be serious and they can handle responsibility well. I needed this talk I don't know who you are, so I'm sorry. StreamYard doesn't show your comments, but I'll say hi to you personally afterwards. I needed this talk tonight, Brittany, trying to stay excited about travel during this difficult time. So thanks for keeping the travel talks going anytime. You are welcome. I love it. And I will talk travel literally with anybody. Okay. Being a trip leader with any organization is exhausting. Yes. Definitely. No lie there. Incredibly hard work. So rewarding. You have to really love travel and education. If you do, you'll be so rewarded at the end. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Thanks for sharing. You're welcome. Who else? I missed the first few minutes. More information about the trip in Croatia. Definitely, Judy. And keep posted on that. Might be interested in blogging. Okay, there is a blog challenge, make a blog in 5 days, coming up in a few weeks. So I'll make sure to mention that in the group as well. Okay, Deanna says, I want to do all of the above. My sister and I are beginning a travel blog. Yay! Okay, look out for the travel blog challenge or the blog challenge, okay? Now, travel blog is what I mostly know, interested in being a trip leader. So travel blog is what I mostly know, but I mean, it's the same skills and I can show you. And then, it looks like a couple different people. So as a certified and practicing yoga teacher, I find great opportunities arise if you volunteer to work at a yoga festival. Many volunteers can at least attend the festivals for free. So while you may not get paid to travel to the yoga festivals, you can attend for free by volunteering quite often. And then I work with some awesome people. Danielle is one of the teachers at my school, and she has some amazing opportunities. Like she said, sounds interesting. I've traveled by points, volunteer work, staying at yoga ashrams. I don't know if I'm saying that right. I'm sorry. I'm not. 3 meals a day included. Would love to hear other ways to travel cheap. Awesome. You're in the right place. Okay, cool. So let's go ahead and add your names here. And then I know that I think it was actually Jessica was asking about the random name picker. I'll be sure to drop that link below in case. Now this one's not even my favorite. It's not super cute or anything, but it's practical. Okay, so let's see who we have commenting. So I have Danielle. And I have Judy. And if you're, let's see. I'm going to put, I worked as a camp counselor for 5 years. Awesome. Oh, Jessica, you're also into yoga too. Cool. I've tried to get into yoga. It's really hard. I think it's really hard, but I'm sure it's really relaxing and all of that too. Okay, Jessica, and let's see, Jessica, Judy. If you could just do me a favor and if you could just comment your name below real quick so I can make sure I have you. So I have Jessica, Judy, Danielle. Who else? Jessica, Judy, Danielle, Deanna. And then that's all I see because I'm not sure if other people have maybe liked it but didn't comment. So I'm just going to give you a second. Go ahead and drop your comment below. Just say, this is Jeff. Okay, Jeff. Gotcha. Okay, and if you liked it, make sure you're commenting so I can make sure I get you because how this works is I'm actually streaming from StreamYard, which is a third-party app that works with Facebook. It's integrated, and so I can't always see your comments unless you've given the app permission. Okay, that's all I'm seeing. So right now I've got, let's go ahead and put the screen back up. I have Danielle, I have Judy, Jessica, Deanna, and Jeff. And Deanna, let me know if I'm saying your name right. I don't know if it's Deanna. I'm not sure. So just let me know. Okay, so another drum roll. And we're going to go ahead and pick a random winner. Random. And the winner is Jeff. Hooray! So Jeff, that's kind of funny that a man won because the winner is a TSA travel approved bag with some little goodies in it, and it's mostly cosmetics. But I'll put some shampoo and conditioner and stuff in there too. And so, I mean, I'm not going to do it personally. I'm going to send it over to you. But whatever you don't like, you can give away, and or you can still use it and have super soft skin. My husband used to talk a lot of smack about beauty stuff, but then he started using like a hair mask and some other things, and he's really liked it. So yeah. So that's Deanna Jones. Okay, cute. My wife will love it. Thank you. Good on you, Jeff. Good sport. Yes. Okay, I will send all of the girly stuff then. Girly. I say that in quotes because anybody can use it. But yeah. Okay. So present. So yeah, that is pretty much it. I just want to give you this reminder. We do the same thing, Travel Hackers Academy, every Thursday, Arizona time, 7 p.m. Arizona time. And then if you can't catch that one, then catch the next week. Oh my gosh, I'm tongue-tied. Okay, if you can't tune in at 7 p.m. Arizona time on Thursdays, then make sure that you check the following week at 6 p.m. Arizona time, and you'll see the replay for that. But be sure to catch it soon, because as soon as the replay's done, I'm going to start deleting and downloading those videos because I'm going to add them to the course, and because I don't want the feed to get too cluttered. Okay. So if you're interested in working in travel, becoming a trip leader, becoming a travel agent, becoming a travel agent recruiter, please reach out to me or let me know in the comments below, and I will reach out to you. Otherwise, that's pretty much all I've got for today, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for being a part of this community. If you purchased the course, thank you so much for purchasing the course. It really does go towards helping teachers travel farther and more often. And thank you so much for being a part of it. Bye, guys. Have a good night.